Hi everyone, welcome back to My Scattered Brain. My name is Maggie. I started this channel a few days ago and it's meant to be kind of an experiment. And so, what I'm going to do is every day I'm going to do four things. One thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to provide you with a photo that I took that day and kind of tell you about it. I'm also going to pick a chore to do. Could be a big chore, a little chore, something to do around the house or the yard, usually something that I've been procrastinating. And then I'm going to do an art or craft. And finally, I'm going to do a thought of the day. So, when I do the thought of the day, it might be something that occurred to me first thing in the morning, kind of like an affirmation or an attitude that I want to take for the day. Or more than likely, it's going to be at the end of the day, kind of a summation or something that I've realized throughout the day or a thought that I've had regarding an occurrence that happened during the day. Uh, so during this experiment, please feel free to share your thoughts, give me some feedback, maybe about how I can be doing a chore different or a different type of craft that you'd like to see. I do have another channel that's all crafting, mostly junk journals. That is MK in NC, and I'll put a link below or in the description, I should say. So thanks for joining me. Okay, so this is my picture of the day. This is a raised bed area of my garden, and in the foreground you see one marigold plant. That is one marigold plant that has taken over one whole section of my raised bed. And then in the back you'll see zinnias. They stand about 5 foot high, and both of these varieties of plants have planted themselves, and they're just stunning. The amazing thing is when you see this second picture, the zinnias, there's actually only two stalks in this section. I put little arrows where they are. And I go out and I look at these every morning. They amaze me. And I was originally cutting zinnias last year, but I find that I enjoy them in the garden better. And I planted zinnias in pots this year, and none of them grew. So these ones are doing what they want, and that's just something that I love to see. Good morning, everyone. I'm out here on my front porch, and so you might hear cars going by. I live on a kind of a busy street. So I'm thinking my chore for today is going to be to clean this porch up. I'm going to um, remove the items that are on it, give it a good hose down, and then try and spruce it up a little bit. And you have to pardon me because I never know where to look when I'm filming. But let me give you a little overview. You'll start to see a pattern in my lifestyle, which is basically put things down and leave them for a really long time and not really see them and not really do anything with them. So, hopefully maybe I can get out of that habit. I'm going to just I'm going to turn you around and give you a little bit of a overview. Okay, so this is my porch. It's not huge, just I don't even know what it is. Maybe 8 by 20. I like sitting out here and I don't do it enough. We've got these, hold on. We've got these chairs at a Goodwill, Salvation Army, I should say. They're nice and comfy. And um, that little table is something I've had for a long time. I did just garbage pick this plant stand here. Uh, hold on. So what I'd like to do with that is maybe just put an arrangement of empty pots. It's getting to be away from the season where you would have plants growing outside, and I don't want to worry about bringing them in. So maybe I'll just do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove everything onto maybe the front lawn, and spray the windows and door, and yeah, that's what I'm going to start with. I'm going to start with a clean slate. I'm not sure how I'm going to prop you guys up because I don't think I have a tripod. So stay tuned. Okay, so I have you tied up on my porch railing with a hairband. So for this part, I'm going to just leave you like that, because all I'm doing is I'm just going to take everything off and get it down to its bare bones. All right. Okay, so these are my 2 screens. I'm just going to spritz them down and rinse them and let them dry underneath my dogwood tree. I don't have a way of filming that, so just know that I'm doing that. guys, here's the final reveal. I do have to do a little weeding on the steps. So I've changed the seating to be down the one side so that my husband and I can sit right next to each other. I plan on putting a little stool right in there. I have a little milking stool. Down this end, I just have this display of pottery and some smaller plants. Everything that you see down here is something that I've picked up off the side of the road. Maybe with a couple of exceptions of some of the pots. But that little display makes me happy, so we're going to leave it that way for now. I do have my footstool here, so I can grab that, and my little tea cart. I'm using the tea cart as a utilitarian feature. I've got clamps and tarps, and that's it. The cushions are drying, and I'll set it up later. Hi everyone, it's Maggie. Okay, so we went to a thrift store today, and I don't know what order anything is going to be on my on this video, but what I'll tell you is I did my chore, which was to kind of overhaul my front porch, and now I am going to make a wreath for the door. So went to the thrift store. It's a huge thrift store, huge. It's a ministry, so they feed the community. And so I found these different things. This is actually 2 pieces that somebody, oh, I guess that was purposely wired together. I got these. And I had a lot of Christmas, but there was this one wreath, which I'm thinking those are corn husks. And that's what I'm going to use as my base. Let me just take a look in the camera and see. Okay, you can see it all right. I did want a ribbon, but I didn't like any of their ribbon. So just to show you a couple other things I got this, which is a memory book. Somebody did do little designs. I don't know if they did it or it came that way, but you know, for fussy cuts. It's kind of old. The elastics kind of played out, and for fussy cuts. So that's that. Because, you know, getting organized is all about all the containers you have that you never use. And I hope I'm not the only one. Alright, so first thing I'm going to look on the back here, and I'm going to see, it doesn't look like there's a hook, which means that I can do it any old way that I want. Now, I feel like the up here is kind of blown out. Yeah, so I'm going to just grab some wire cutters so that I can cut these silks, and I'll be right back. I'm not sure if these clippers are going to be heavy duty enough, but we'll give it a try. There we go. So yeah, when you go to this one thrift store, it's a huge, I think it used to be a supermarket back in its heyday, and it's not. Now it's just a big empty building with a tremendous amount of stuff, and half the stuff is not priced. So you kind of never really know until you get up to wherever, into the register. Now there are larger fixtures and stuff. There's doors and there's boxes of tile, and there's a, you know, the owner will give you a price if you hunt them down. And like they seem to know what's valuable. There's like, you know, some stuff's definitely priced, and then some stuff's not priced and is a lot, and sometimes stuff is not priced and it's a little. So everything I just showed you, I think that was everything. There might have been maybe one or two more things. Came to $8, and I was happy with that. Now the only difficult thing about doing a wreath, this is a straw wreath underneath here, and it's wrapped in plastic. So these pieces, if you can see, have metal picks. This was like done by somebody who knew floral work. These, you know, that's a whole system. It's a pick with it's a pick machine with metal picks, and you know, I don't have that equipment. So what I'm doing is I'm pre-slicing holes. Because these pieces are not strong enough to just punch their way through. Alright, I'm going to just clip a whole bunch of this, and so I can play with it. And I don't know how this is going to go. Right now it's kind of looking like I'm just going to do one side. But I often start out one way and end up another, so it's kind of just, sometimes it's how it has to be. Sometimes you're just changing the way you're doing it because maybe you can't get something in that way, that side, or certain flower doesn't lay the right way. Yeah, where did I punch that hole? I'll try right here. All right, I'm going to take one this way. And the other one is going to go this way. So in case anybody cares or wants to know, oh, there goes my light. I did work in a florist after high school, and I didn't have any design experience. They hired me as like a Gal Friday to help out the owner, do her books and pay bills and things like that. But eventually, I did end up arranging, and then I worked for another florist that a friend of mine owned. So I was always making things for my mom. You know, I was young, so I didn't have like my own home. But Mom always had plans. She always had different, you know, she'd want a big scarf on the top of her hutch, or she wanted big bows on her porch during certain times of the year. So now I'm just looking to see. It looks like almost all of these blooms are the same. There's one that's different. Let's start with these. I usually wouldn't do just two, but they're very big, and that's all the store had, so that's what I did. Sorry, I know this is probably not the best angle. Okay, I got these because I know this probably looks Christmassy, but what I'll say is that the dogwoods, the holly berries, and I have this other bush, I call it a pepperberry bush, I don't know if it is. They are, I think, doing their thing right now. Maybe 3 of each, 3 big. And then 3 small. I don't know why the small ones aren't on a stem. We're going to put them on a stem. We're going to take a stem from something else, like this. Sorry. So everywhere I have a big one, I'm going to do a small one nearby. Sorry about that. Sometimes with artificial flowers and bows, you just got to push them where you want them to be. It all depends on the material you're working with. Okay, I think I'm just about done. Maybe I'll put this in here. And it's nighttime right now, so I'm not going to be able to show you this tonight. And I don't know that I'm going to take a fresh picture of it in the morning. So I have a door on my porch I can maybe show it to you on. Maybe if I can get it to hang. Alright, now it is lacking some of these, which I kind of like these, so. Maybe I can move it here. And I'll do another set on the bottom. And then I have a decision to make about these white pumpkins. Do I want them or do I not? Okay, so that is the wreath. Let me get it a little more in frame. See, like this says $3 on it, but the woman charged me $8 for everything, so I'm sure this was not $3. Now this is a really white pumpkin. I'm not doing anything like that, but I kind of like these. These look like somebody, like, I don't know, painted over them with gesso. And this one has a little bit of a, see, this kind of goes with this. So what we're going to do, at least for now, we'll see if I need to do anything further. I'm going to just stamp this in the bottom or wherever. Ultimately, I might need to use some hot glue with it. But we'll only do that if it starts falling off every time you close the door. Alright. See, this one's a little more muted. And all I'm doing is I'm using the stems that were left from me clipping the flowers. And one more. Do I want a glossy one? I don't care for this one because it's glossy. So let's take that one out. That one in. Thinking I'm going to want it right here. Maybe not. Okay, I'm just looking for a stem now that I can use. So see, I'm going down in here, I'm cutting a slice, and then I'm putting that stem in there. Okay, I actually think that's done. I'm going to hang it up and show you. Okay, there you have it, guys. That is my less than $8 wreath. So, one, I saved money. Two, it kept something from being thrown out. Three, I reused the wreath base. And four, I donated to a really great local charity. I'm looking at this right now. I don't like how these two pumpkins are directly like facing each other. So I'm just going to twist that around. I'll probably... Oh, I can't really do it while it's hanging, but for right now, I'm in a weird corner too, because this is the only door I could stick it on. Yeah, that's my craft. Made me happy. Bye. Hi everyone. This is the segment that's called My Thought of the Day. And so, as usual, I was thinking about this during the day. And I was thinking about all the steps that I do and how the craft is like my reward and the chore is the thing that I don't want to do. And so then I got to thinking about chores. And so far I've done 2 days with chores, 3 days with chores. And after I completed each one, I really felt great. So why is a chore the thing that you don't want to do? If you feel good about having done it, and depending on the chore, every time you look at that area, you get like a little surge of satisfaction, or you get like a pleasant feeling, or you know, it's pleasing. For me, it's mostly cleaning up things, that type of chore. So when it's completed, it's pleasing to the eye, and you know, might change an environment from some place I don't want to be to some place I do want to be, and it's, you know, in my own home. So I'm thinking of a chore now. I'm trying to change my initial reaction to a chore to a blessing. So it's going to be like, how am I blessing myself by doing this thing? I'm doing it for myself. You know, I'm not doing it for my parents. Nobody's making me. So I'm doing it for myself. And I'm deciding what it is. So I'm deciding which ones are important to me. I wonder if any of you ever heard of Fly Lady. Fly Lady is a woman who created a series of routines and a psychology around cleaning your house. So, Fly in Fly Lady stands for finally loving yourself. So, she teaches you how to finally love yourself by taking care of your environment uh, over a daily period, a week long period, a month long period, quarterly. So, you know, and she kind of trains you to take little steps and let them add up. And that's similar to what I'm doing. If you're somebody who likes reminders and a schedule, um, Fly Lady might be for you. Fly Lady, for me, um, taught me a lot about how things can expand when you start doing them. However, Fly Lady was like almost like rejoining Weight Watchers every year and then dropping out. So, what I will say about her way of doing things is she starts with some small tasks and you end the day with some small tasks. And then the next day, you don't want to ruin what you've done. So you make sure that keeps getting done and then you add more to it. What I found when I joined was it was just too many emails. Like I would have had to make a separate inbox just for Fly Lady. So, take that for what it's worth. You might want to look into um, that program if that's something that you want to do. For now, what I'm going to do is find chores that need to be done that are making me feel inadequate or neglectful because I'm procrastinating and not wanting to do it, but also that when I'm done, I'm proud that I did the adult thing, but also just that it's pleasing to me. It's a present to me. Uh, it's a blessing.